Hello everyone, these are my thoughts and impressions of the Dune trailer that came out. This will include some reflections on the Dune trailer that was released. Now let's get stuck into my thoughts on the Dune trailer. The trailer has been mostly received in a positive way, but there have been some complaints. I thought the trailer overall was very good, but it seems like a final trailer. It seems like they skipped the teasers and the trailers and they just went straight to a final trailer because they share so much. We see so many things. We see the sandworms. I thought they were going to hold back on showing the sandworms until the final trailer. And that's why this feels like a final trailer, because we get to see so many things. Perhaps too much. They skipped a Dune teaser and a Dune trailer where you would normally set up the world for new audiences, and they went straight to our final trailer. So it feels like half the marketing has been abandoned or skipped. We haven't even gotten to see an actual official Dune poster yet. They could have teased the sandworm and shown it later, but that's the point. There probably wasn't going to be a later. This was probably the only trailer that we were going to get, aside from TV spots. And the fact that they don't mention the release date in the trailer at the end was the final piece of evidence where they've gone against their brave stand against the pandemic and sticking to their release date. The absence of a trailer date in the Dune trailer may have been an indicator that the Dune release date was going to be postponed until next year. But now that the Dune release date has been pushed back, we may get another trailer. Even though the Dune logo was revealed, and while it may look like a poster, it doesn't constitute as a Dune poster reveal. And I think the Dune poster reveal will happen next year, closer to the release date of Denis Villeneuve's Dune. In the beginning, I personally thought that the Pink Floyd track choice was strange. I struggled to figure out what kind of audience they were aiming for, because a Pink Floyd track doesn't necessarily aim for a younger audience. So this was probably for older generation Dune fans. People have theorized as to why the Pink Floyd track was included in the Dune trailer. A popular opinion is that Pink Floyd was included to honor Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune, because Alejandro originally intended on including Pink Floyd in his Dune adaptation. Pink Floyd was supposed to make the majority of the music for the soundtrack. And the Dark Side of the Moon album was just released around that same time period. So I can see why some people theorize this. But I think it was just the fact that Hans Zimmer liked this track, and the lyrics of Eclipse from the Dark Side of the Moon album seemed to match with the Dune theme. So it's perhaps a cool coincidence, but I don't think it goes as far as them including it to honor the Dune project that Alejandro intended to make. I don't think that the Dune marketing is that clever, thorough, or smart. But in the end it grows on you, and many fans did like it, although there were some complaints of some people who didn't, but most people enjoyed the track. It seems to be a bit more upbeat than you'd expect. And again, this track choice is something that you would do in a final trailer, not in a new introduction to the Dune universe. A teaser would have been a slow, moody build-up, like we saw in the teaser before Tenet. A slow, moody build-up, and then a Dune trailer would have been the similar sort of thing, with a bit more action, a bit more epic tones towards the end of the trailer. And then this type of trailer we got to see most recently, which acts like a final trailer. So this trailer felt like a mixture of all types of trailer. The ethereal type, the surreal type, the action type. You don't really get a sense of what kind of movie this is really going to be, and that's why some voices have expressed concern. Obviously fans will know what a Dune film should be like, and it's going to be pretty much dark, moody, and definitely not upbeat. Denis has never taken on scenes like this with this kind of scope and that much CGI before. An interesting question is, would Frank Herbert have liked this trailer? And the answer is probably yes and no. And this is just a reminder that if you like this content, I would really appreciate it if you like and share this video. This helps my channel grow and encourages me to make more videos. Now that that is out the way, let's get back to it. So I think that Frank Herbert would have liked and disliked the Dune trailer. And the reason is because when Iron Maiden wanted to title their track based on Frank Herbert's Dune, it wasn't allowed. Frank Herbert isn't really a rock fan. Whether he was a Pink Floyd fan or not, I cannot say. But I think Frank Herbert would have definitely accepted the trailer and allowed it based on the current times, but I'm not sure he would have approved of that rock track. Frank Herbert was generally very supportive of people's visions and ideas. He was also involved on the set of Dune 1984. I think he probably would have liked Timothée Chalamet and the cast that were picked for Denis Villeneuve's Dune, because he was more concerned about getting the story out there, getting people engaged with his story and the themes of his books. He says as much in this interview.
I don't care what they call it, you see. I don't care as long as they can find it on the bookshelf, under that little label on the shelf that says science fiction.
So I think he would have loved the star quality of Timothée Chalamet that he currently holds in the world today, and all the other actors that have joined the cast who hold similar qualities, because this just means that more people will be exposed to Dune, and I'm sure he would have liked that very much. Frank Herbert was also supportive of altering ideas or improving ideas, and he says as much in the interview that was conducted during the Dune 1984 Walden Tapes interview.
I get asked a specific question a lot of times. If the settings, the scenes that I saw in David's film match my original imagination, the things that I projected in my imagination, and I must tell you that some of them do, precisely. Some of them don't, and some of them are better. Which is what you would expect of artists such as David and Tony Masters. And I'm delighted with that. I mean, why not take it and improve on it visually?
Perhaps he would have even supported the gender change of Liet Kynes, if he was convinced enough that the change helped improve the flow of the movie. What many don't realise is that David Lynch's 1984 Dune film was the first film credit for Kyle MacLachlan, which could have been seen as a pretty risky move at the time for a major motion picture. But again, Frank Herbert was trusting and he was on board with the decision of the casting of Kyle MacLachlan. So clearly Frank Herbert was no stranger to risky casting decisions. But Frank Herbert wasn't comfortable with all the changes made in the 1984 Dune film by David Lynch. But he understood that things needed to be cut and tweaked to fit a film format and to not be a film over 3 hours long. And I think this is one of the reasons why Denis Villeneuve decided to make the film 2 parts, because it gives the Dune story the time it needs to develop. So rather than cutting things from the film, it will be told over 2 films with a runtime of about 5 to 6 hours approximately for the 2 films combined. I think the musical impressions we get from Hans Zimmer throughout this trailer are very interesting. You get to hear the duduk instrument, and this is a very Eastern flavour thrown into the track, and I think it fits in very well. And it almost mirrors the kind of music we heard in the Children of Dune series, composed by Brian Tyler. Even though the trailer seems to show quite a lot, I think there's so much left to still see in terms of design, in terms of the look of things. We just get very small glimpses of the ornithopters and the costumes, etc. So in that sense, it is a teaser. So after taking time to soak in the trailer, what do you think of it? And what do you think Frank Herbert would have thought of the Dune trailer? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and click the bell so that you can be first to be notified of new videos. Today's Dune art choice features Chani. I love the way the blue within blue eyes was captured, and the Berber elements are a really nice touch. If you like this channel, you can support me on Patreon, and you can join as a channel member, where you will receive access to secret and exclusive content and more. Thank you to all my followers and fans, my channel members and my Patreons, and until next time, see you soon.